Hello and welcome everyone. As you all well know, most of the organizations nowadays, whether it's public or private sector, whether it's finance, retail, and so on, energy, they're heavily, the communication is heavily based on email. And in a lot of cases, that might pose a threat for the organization. So, since or given the fact that employees they receive tons of emails every day, and in a lot of cases, those emails they come from vendors that the employees have prior communication or interaction with, and the email looks familiar to the employee. So typically what happen is employees they would basically receive an email from a vendor that they're familiar with. They go through the email or simply click on the link or the button present in the email. They're taken to a page. That page asks for their credentials. They submit their credentials and then they get an error message for any number of reasons. Now, as you well know, as easy as that, malicious actors, they could have gathered users' information, users' credentials. They could have used it to gain unauthorized access, or even worse, they could have infected users' devices with malicious code using attachments to those very specific emails. Now, luckily, this was a simulation we've created using our phishing simulation and awareness platform. So let me start by walking you through the platform, show you the different capabilities that you can utilize, different campaigns that we can create, and in addition to the available content, whether it was the phishing content or the educational library material. So let me start from here. We start off by offering you a couple of dashboards to understand the different stages of those campaigns. So, how many active campaigns do you have? How many completed, created, and so on. In addition, the total number of campaigns you've created and different kinds of campaigns as well. In addition to a calendar overview of those campaigns, you can see the campaigns you've created in the past, how long did they stay, the campaigns that are scheduled to run in the future, and so on. Then from here, these are the different kinds of campaigns that we can create. So we can create phishing campaigns, email-based phishing, multiple email-based phishing campaigns, in addition to QR phishing, SMS phishing, voice phishing, and so on. As well, we can create educational campaigns, and in these we can utilize different kinds of educational material as well. We can create both where we can phish the users, and if in case the user falls within the simulation, they get assigned automatically into an educational campaign. In addition, we can create USB drop type of campaigns as well to touch base on the social engineering part. In addition, we can create approval campaigns, and these basically are a type of policy campaigns where you can distribute a policy. Let's say you have a new policy within your organization or industry, and you'd like to send it to your employees and get their approval for those policies. So we can create that kind of campaign as well. In addition, let's say, for example, within your organization, you have employees joining your organization and leaving it all the time. So you can create a sort of year-long orientation type of campaign where we synchronize with your Active Directory, and any new employees that join your Active Directory, they get automatically enrolled into the platform, and they get enrolled into ongoing campaigns as well to make sure that all employees are at the same maturity level, to decrease the overhead from your side as well, to track the newly joined employees that they take the training and so on. You can automate that specific process, and you can generate reports accordingly. Then we can create survey campaigns as well as quiz campaigns. So in here, let me show you quickly how we can craft a phishing campaign. We start off by selecting the phishing scenario type, and as I mentioned previously, each type of phishing scenario measures a specific item. So awareness in this case, it measures whether the users clicked the link or button in the email or not. Another one is data entry, where we measure if the users clicked the link and button, or in addition, they also submitted their credentials in a landing page as well. or a data entry page, and so on. So we select the type of phishing scenario that we would like to create. We give the campaign a name, for example. So let's say, then we select the language of the campaign, and we have all of these different configurations that we can adjust from here as well. For now, we stick with the basic configurations. Then we start off by selecting the phishing scenario that we'd like to send to the users. And in here, we can send multiple phishing scenarios as well. So in order to randomize the scenarios that are being sent to the users, we can select multiple scenarios and we can send them to the users as well. So they will be sent at a random pace to all the employees. So from here, you can check the phishing scenario that you've created. So as you can see, typically looks like an email that you'd receive from specific vendors. In addition, it comes with the entry page looking exactly like the real entry page you'd face in the real life. And all of these different pages are fully customizable. So you can edit these existing scenarios, you can create your own scenario from scratch, you can share the scenario that you'd like to create with our team, and we can create it and deliver it for you specifically. In addition, you can also select from scenarios that appear as if it's coming from your internal department, so IT department, HR, and so on. Once that is selected, we go ahead and we click on next. Then from here, we go ahead and yes, education wise, we have three options. Either we can continue this campaign only as a phishing campaign, no education attached. Another option is to add an education and to start it the moment the user gets phished. So once the user click on the link or the button, the education pops up right away. Third option is to start after the phishing simulation. So the user that gets phished, later on they receive an email informing them that they have a training that they need to complete. So we do all the relevant training configuration from here. So if you wish to add a quiz, we can configure it from here. You add the passing score, the quiz score, and so on. If you want to remind the users to complete the training, so let's say the user they start the training but they don't complete it, for instance, so you can send a reminder email with a specific frequency that you can configure until they actually complete the training. If you choose, you can send a certificate as well to the users upon completing the training. Then from here you can select the specific training that you want to send to the user. And in our library, we try to cover a wide range of topics. Basically, anything that would concern the end user, help increase their overall awareness in general as well. In addition to training that is for specialized teams as well. So you can preview the education that you want to send to the employee, and you can select that specific training. Once that is set, we can go ahead and click on next. We can customize the email that is being sent, the phishing email. From here, you can do the adjustments that you wish, change the logo, the button, font, colors, and so on. Then we can go ahead and click on next. From here, we select the users or the groups or departments that we plan to send the campaign to. Once we've selected them, we can go ahead and click next. You get an overview of the campaign, and then we can go ahead and save it. So as easy as that, the campaign is created and we're ready to send it to all the employees. So from here, we can go ahead and either test the campaign or start it right away. And even how we start it, we can configure that as well. So we can choose to send it right away, or we can choose to schedule it. Once that is set, we can check and track all the relevant metrics who've started the campaign, who've received the email, who clicked the link, entered their credentials, reported it, and so on. Then from here, let's say you've created multiple campaigns. You can come to our overview dashboard to understand how the organization is performing collectively. So you can see the overall awareness score, the phishing simulation behavior, the reporting trend, a couple of education related metrics, and leaderboards as well. So you can see your top performers, highest risk users, and so on. And of course, you can generate a report including all of these different information. In addition, you can go to each user and you can see how that specific user is performing in different departments. So you can see overall in the phishing, in terms of phishing, education, quiz, reporting, and so on. You can see the employee's overall score, how many campaigns they've participated in, the activity profile, the trend, the risk score, how it changes over time, and so on. And of course, you can generate a full report including all of these different information. In addition, same type of insights are available for each group and department. So you can go to finance department, for instance, and you can see the overall score for finance department. You can see the phishing campaigns grade, the education quiz, and so on, and the trends and how it changes as well. And of course, you can generate a report including all of these different information. In addition, more in-depth type of reporting are available as well. Now coming to the educational library, we've went through the educational modules, which range from short type of content to longer modules as well. In addition, each module comes with its own quiz, a number set of questions that test the user's retention for that specific training. You can edit the number of questions available. You can add your own questions as well, in addition to surveys and policies, as well as newsletters. So every week we add a new newsletter covering the most recent cybersecurity related news. So for instance, if the users would like to read more about these specific topics, they can click on read more and they're taken to the source of this article to read more about it. And of course, we can white label and brand the content to match your organization's branding as well. So that is regarding to newsletters. In addition to tips and advice, so these are email-based infographics that educate the users about specific topics in a very short, nice, well-organized way. And as I mentioned, we can also white label it to match your organization's branding and colors. As well as posters, so these you can print these out, hang them within your organization to increase users' overall awareness. And the same type of content is available in screensaver format, so the admin can download them and distribute them to users' computers as well. In addition to podcasts covering specific topics where users can listen to and benefit from as well. So let's say your employees have been educated we and they understand how to recognize a phishing email. We empower each employee with a reporting button, which allows them to report campaign email or any other email that they think is malicious. So we can integrate as well with your Active Directory through an LDAP integration or with your Azure Active Directory as well to import your users based on their attributes, so their names, their department, groups, titles, and so on. So in short, this is regarding our phishing simulation and awareness platform. Thank you for your attention.